often do you guys normally listen to music?
Pretty much every day.
Yeah, daily, constantly.
Walking to class, studying, every day.
Yeah.
Definitely every day. I usually have my headphones on if I'm walking or like if I'm in the car listening to music or a podcast for sure.
So any hour of the day, unless I'm around other people, even when I'm with other people, there's usually music playing. I love it loud, honestly. Like,
What genres do you normally listen to?
I know it's a basic answer, but I feel like I listen to like all genres of music. So I don't really have one that I listen to like more than another.
I'm pretty much all over the place, but I kind of stick to R&B and like indie kind of and hip hop stuff like that. Yeah.
Do you ever listen to the radio?
I listen to the radio sometimes in the car, but mostly I use my aux cord or Bluetooth. But when I do listen to the radio, it's usually a very different genre from which I usually listen to, which is still fun to spice it up.
Sometimes, like I listen to some of the radio stations from back home, but it's mostly my own Spotify podcasts and playlists, stuff like that.
Do you ever listen to WTK 90.3 The Rock?
I don't.
I'd say I've heard of y'all. I think I've seen y'all like tense up or something, like on PED. So I definitely have heard of you guys.
Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah, I've heard of y'all, but I don't listen to it, so.
I think I did.
Yes, I have actually.
Cool.
Yeah.
I have not gotten to yet, but sounds fun.
Yeah.
Welcome back to Vol Talk. I'm your host, Ali La Rosa. Today, we're discussing WTK The Rock, a beloved Knoxville radio station run by UT students. Today, we're joined by Lincoln Bohrer and Carter Moore. Thanks for being here.
Of course, thanks for having us.
Of course. So the first question I want to ask is, what is WTK The Rock?
Well, that's a good question. Well, we are the flagship radio station of the University of Tennessee. We play just about everything, you know. If you like indie music, if you like rap music, country music, chances are that we play it. We broadcast to pretty much most of the Eastern Tennessee region. You can even hear us in Gatlinburg, so not just Knoxville. We service all of Eastern Tennessee with our just musical goodness.
And the big thing is we're student run, you know, it's all entirely student productions. All the voices you hear, there's real students. It's, you know, it's getting that student voice out there and getting practical experience while we're still in our undergraduate career.
That's awesome. So as a student, how can you get involved with the program?
It's really easy. Everybody starts out working as a DJ. You can put in an application, go visit us in our studios right in the basement of Andy Holt Tower. We always try and get people, especially early in the semesters, get people in. And once you spend some time DJing, learn the ropes, see what our music is like, there's a lot of opportunities to get involved in the music department where Lincoln and I work, but we've got sports as well, and really all kinds of different options.
So how has being involved with on-air radio helped you, career-wise and just experience?
Well, if you know anything about me, I love to talk. I love just being the loudest person in the room, and being on the radio station has really helped me kind of like cultivate more of my personality, just on air and off air in general. Also, not just being on air, we are both the music directors in our music department, and getting that real life, I guess, experience of talking to a radio promoter and, you know, arranging interviews and going to shows and going to festivals and hanging around like the press tents. It's a really cool way. It's very like feet first, head first into the whole professional experience, if you want to add anything.
For sure. And I mean, for me, one, that's been a great deal, but even in general, just working at the station kind of opened up a lot of doors for me and options. I started out here as chemical engineering, and so just started working at the station for fun and switched over into journalism, pretty much changed my entire career trajectory.
Oh,
so
wow.
That's been, yeah.
That's awesome.
Pretty big shift.
Journalism's great.
Oh, I love it, yeah.
So do you guys have like a favorite memory working there, or what's like the benefits?
Oh man, well, we just recently had a fish fry. That was quite the time. Everybody in the music department got together, and really it's like a family in a sense. We all pretty much joined pretty close to the exact same time. So we have been, all the members of the music department currently have kind of been, I guess, the new faces of WTK in a way, because we were the first music department since COVID. And with COVID, a lot of students couldn't be in the radio station because it's a very, very small space. So we're very lucky to be a part of that rebuild process, I guess.
That's definitely the people. It's such a wonderful group of folks, and being able to connect on so many interests in music. That's all of the events we get to do. Like, we worked a couple of music festivals back in the fall, Newground and Second Bell. And those were just such great times, hanging out at the tent, meeting people that came by. It's just all kinds of different fun things.
There's really something like magical about being at, magical. That's really the best word I can use to describe it. You know, you're at a festival and you're being sent to cover it, and it's just your job to go get these interviews and to take these photos. And I remember being at Bohrer, like at a set at Bohrer, knowing that this is what I want to do the rest of my life, because I'm here, I'm getting sent to be here. It's my job to cover this. It's such a cool feeling.
So having these memories, do you think it has changed your college experience overall, or?
Yeah, oh, for sure. I mean, you said something about chemical engineering. I was not quite that extreme. I actually came here to do sports journalism. So sports to music journalism is a pretty big leap in terms of, you know, different beats. But obviously, if you want to talk about it, like, that's probably the biggest leap. I can't really compete with that at all.
I mean, obviously, it just, you know, it made me realize that there's so many different ways to enjoy, you know, not to badmouth engineering, but it just didn't seem like something I would enjoy. But this, like you said, there's just so much fun in it. You get to talk to all these people making such cool music, sharing their stories, and just getting to meet so many interesting people and share all of that. I love it.
Yeah.
It's absolutely incredible.
So have you made any cool connections or interviewed any cool people?
Oh yeah, for sure. We've definitely our connections are like the more boring part of it. We love our radio promoters. They're the ones who send us the music that you hear. We just go in and decide which of it we actually want to play on air. As far as interviews, I was able to interview Dayglow, who's a pretty nice indie pop kind of act. Was able to catch him at the Ryman as well. I've also been able to interview Therapy Gecko, who is an online Twitch streamer. He is what he sounds like. He is a man who dresses up as a gecko and gives therapy to strangers. And also The Regrets are a great band that I love. There are quite a few, and we'd be here for a while if I listed off each and every single one of them. But as far as interviews, that's probably my favorite part of being at the station, if I'm being honest.
Yeah, it's so much fun. My claim to fame is we had Flip Turn in the studio about this time a month ago. Got to talk with them on air for a while. That was so much fun. Love that band.
Yeah, they are fantastic.
Oh, those are great people to connect with and interview. So what does it look like running a show or working there?
I don't know if this is the answer that everyone wants to hear, but it's really just a whole bunch of fun. Like I can't describe how much actual fun it is. There's not a whole lot of you know, crazy setup or anything. We just hop on a mic and we talk, and it's just one of the most free-flowing kind of being able to have like a free-flowing conversation. That's probably the part I value the most being there. As far as running the department, the paperwork is definitely more like, I say paperwork, there's not a lot of paperwork, but you know, like the more busy work and the office work, that stuff can be that stuff, obviously there's a boring side to everything. That's probably more the boring side. However, you know, my job is that I get to listen to music and decide whether it's good or not. It's a pretty sweet gig that I can't really complain about, if I'm being honest. So yeah, it's just a whole bunch of fun. Like even the quote unquote boring parts of it are still a blast.
Yeah. That's the best part. For somebody that loves music, you get introduced to so many different things, and it shows you what the variety in the world.
It's completely warped my music taste.
Absolutely.
I can say that for sure. I came to college listening, like my playlist when I came to college is 100% different than it is like now, almost.
That's actually my next question. I was going to ask, do you have a favorite genre or a favorite playlist that's your go-to?
Ooh, I am a big indie folk person. You know, Neutral Milk Hotel, Mountain Goats, really cool band I like. They're a bit smaller, called Slaughter Beach Dog, is really good. I could honestly, he's heard me go on like 30-minute, hour-long rants about just specific bands. So I'll actually switch it over to you before I actually go on one of those tangents. Yeah.
Oh man, I'm on a big psychedelic rock kick. Love all kinds of stuff like that, new and old. Mount Joy is adjacent to that I'm so into right now.
Mount Joy is fantastic.
Yeah. My roommate listens to them, so I've heard quite a couple songs. Do you have a favorite program at the station?
Oh, do we have a favorite program? Show and Tell, Saturday mornings. It's our music department show. It's from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. I'm usually there every week. I'll have Carter on occasionally. We'll bring on a couple other of our music department colleagues, and we'll talk about everything. We try to do our best to include each of our specific tastes. Like, I'll name drop a few people. We have Seth and Ella, who are big into that Americana and kind of classic rock groove. You know, if you want something more, if I have Grace on, maybe we'll talk about more like modern pop. If I have Carter on, maybe I'll talk more about, you know, just indie rock and like psychedelic rock and that kind of stuff. Seriously, I can't name everybody here, but those are the big ones that come to mind. But yeah, definitely tune in Saturday mornings, 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. If you want to hear some fun music conversation, that's us.
Just running yourself.
Oh yeah.
Just going way off the walls.
But if I had to pick like a favorite program that I don't host, our guys in the sports department do a fantastic job with their sports coverage. Like I said, I came here to do sports journalism. I joined the radio station to do sports journalism. I discovered the music department entirely on accident. So it's still really cool to hear, students giving their sports takes as opposed to these, big suits of it like ESPN and all that. It's definitely like a much more like independent and like I think organic way to hear about it. Also, Indie Isle on Monday nights is also a really good show as well.
Those are all great ones. I got to plug Kill Ugly Radio as well.
Kill Ugly Radio, that's exactly what I forgot to plug, yeah.
Our friend Seth in the music department just kind of took that one over a couple of weeks ago. It's classic rock, but all the deep cuts. So you're not going to hear Freebird on there. You're not going to hear anything you might be thinking of, but it's some really, really cool tunes in there.
Exactly. He does a great job with it.
He's fantastic with it.
Yeah.
It's his jam for sure.
We'll definitely check those out.
Awesome, yeah.
So speaking of like history of WUTK The Rock, do you guys know how it started? Because I know you said 40 years. It's been going on.
Right, yeah. So our 40th anniversary was last January. We hit 41 this year. It started back in, so that'd be 1982, I guess. Dr. Swan, who just retired, was in charge of broadcasting, did a lot of work there. They really needed an opportunity for students to get that hands-on experience. It's one thing to go learn in the classroom and read a book and talk about what it means to be a broadcaster, but something like this, you just have to get your feet wet. You just have to do it and get that practical experience. And that's something that the university decided really early on needed to get involved in, and so it's just been around ever since to have that outlet for our students.
And it's going back to that hands-on part you said, that is the biggest part of WUTK that I absolutely love because it is student-run. We have Benny, who's our program director and station manager, and he does a fantastic job. But for the most part, he kind of just says, go out there and do it. You're the music department, you're in charge.
Yeah.
Build the thing yourself, and we have quite literally built it ourselves. I think it's been an absolute awesome ride.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's great.
So how do you think it has evolved over time from when it first started?
Well, when it started, it was a mix of jazz. It was pretty much jazz and classical. It was a lot like the music program on WUOT. That was what it was the first couple of years. Then pretty quickly shifted over towards more alt-rock, things like that. But it's grown a lot. We were the first station to play hip-hop. We were the first ones to play reggae. We really expanded into Americana in the 90s. So it's just as the taste and as culture has shifted, we've kind of gone with it and even been ahead of it in times.
We used to be called New Rock 90, and we like to say that we play the new music first. We usually do. We get music before it's available on Spotify. If you want to hear new music first, you'll hear it here. Yeah. Also, we are local music's best friend. We like to say a lot of local programming as well. Yeah, we truly play everything. Knoxville's original home for hip hop, reggae. Yeah, we do it all.
That's awesome. So how do you guys think that you have evolved from when you first started to now, and just in general?
Well,
with music.
I mentioned earlier how I love to talk, but that first DJ shift, you really question that. You're like, man, maybe I'll just never speak again. But no, definitely getting those reps in is amazing. And it's not just like totally taking music out of it, just talking about professional communication skills.
Yeah.
Because a lot of the station relies on our student to promoter contact with these radio promoters that send us this music. So, maybe that's email etiquette, maybe that's, when's the right time to pick up the phone and call as opposed to email. It's a lot more than just, oh, this song sounds good, this song sounds bad. It's helped me out a lot in just my communication skills mainly. And being as we're in the College of Communications, I feel like that pretty much helps out a lot.
I can't emphasize those points enough because that's a lot of what I've had to learn as well. And especially kind of adjacent to that, learning to be more critical, and give good constructive criticism and decide what I like and why, and being able to articulate that really well. That's been probably the biggest skill to be able to learn.
That's great. Yeah. So if somebody wants to support WUTK, how can they do that?
Find us on our website. Donate. If you guys see us at a festival, totally pick up a hoodie, cap, t-shirt. In fact, come by the station. We are selling those hoodies, caps, and t-shirts. We'd love to give you one. They go directly to the station. We're also selling pint glasses. We're selling, I'm trying to think of something else. We have stickers, you can put on, be a human billboard for us, Yeah, definitely. Even if it's just, maybe reposting an Instagram post. That helps us because it gets the word out. Our primary demographic, I believe, is 24 to 35, because a lot of students go home for campus, and we have to be able to broadcast in Knoxville year round. So anytime we get more students involved, it means so much. I love getting calls from students, even if they're telling me that my opinion on a certain artist is wrong. But no, yeah, I guess just buying our merch, I guess, donating and reposting us. Put a bumper sticker on your water bottle, laptop, that kind of stuff.
Always loved people to listen. You can stream us online too. That's on the website as well. Don't have to be in town. I know my mom will listen pretty much any time I go on the air from back home and just support that way. And that's exposure is probably the best thing that can help. Getting the word out there. A lot of people don't get to see us and see what we do, just being on campus, kind of being down in some buildings. So it's just good to get the word out and get people to hear what we do.
Exactly. And just real quick PSA: you don't have to be in a car to listen to the radio. We're on the TuneIn app. We're online. You can hear us pretty much everywhere.
Yeah. So if somebody wants free swag, how can they do that? Do you guys have giveaways or?
Oh my gosh, yeah, we have a whole bunch of giveaways. We give away gift cards on our shows to local businesses, whether that be a record store or just maybe even like a taco place. Like seriously, we give away a whole bunch of places. Like we really work really hard with these local businesses to make sure that I guess the local scenes of Knoxville really just stay alive. And as far as free swag, we love giving away our stickers. Like I said, be a human billboard for us. Throw us on your water bottle, your laptop, your car, that kind of stuff. Yeah.
Plus, if you like concerts, we're always giving away concert tickets. Shows at Mill and Mine, Bijou, Tennessee Theater, anything like that. Always give a listen. You never know when those might pop up.
And we're local music's best. Sorry, not to interrupt. No, but we're local music's best friend. But we're giving away tickets to some big time concerts. So if you listen to us, if you ever see us at an event, register because we give away everything from like local venue shows to music festivals. So if you like concerts, definitely listen in.
So what concerts have you recently given away tickets for?
We've given away for Flaming Lips. We've given away for They Might Be Giants. We've given away for I think we're about to do. We've given away tickets for Flip Turn, I believe. Yeah. If a band's in Knoxville, there's like a good 75 to 80% chance that we're giving away a ticket for it. We work really hard with venues like the Tennessee Theater and the Mill and Mine especially. We've given away tickets to bands like War on Drugs, Mount Joy. If a smaller, I don't want to say smaller, but we give a lot of modern rock and indie tickets away. So if one of those bands is ever in town.
And even some that aren't in town, we do some with the Orange Peel over in Asheville as well. So the Best are playing tonight over there. That's, I think we've been giving away. I can't quite keep up with what all we get to do, but.
Yeah, a lot of Asheville shows and Nashville shows as well, too.
That's good. It's good to know because definitely we'll check that out. When you guys first started, what advice would you give somebody who wants to start now?
Well, hey, I'll give you a piece of advice. Once you start, there's no going back. This radio station will become like your entire person. It's crazy how much of what I do revolves around what I do at the radio station. It's gotten me into so much of the local music scene, and it's also, it got me to change from sports to music. So there's that. But also keep trying. It seems scary at first, getting on a microphone, because if you're going to work at the radio station, you have to be a DJ first. You have to DJ a shift. So getting on a microphone is definitely scary at the first time for a lot of people. A lot of people, they get kind of stage fright. Hey, the good thing is that no one's actually seeing you. We're on radio, so you can talk with your hands. You can be super expressive in your chair. It's all good because the only thing they're going to be hearing is your voice. Yeah. So, but also, everyone's about to hear your voice. That's a cool fact in itself. The city of Knoxville is hearing you and what you think. And I just think that's pretty cool, even if you're not one to go on air and talk.
Yeah.
It's the reps that really matter. Just keep on, you keep on going. You just keep doing it again and again.
For sure.
Yeah.
That's almost verbatim, but being willing to make mistakes and to take the failure and just go in stride, just committing to sticking with it, working through that semester. You've got that time to learn. That's what college radio is really about, is learning and finding your groove, figuring things out. And that's what's so great about it, and just being willing to put yourself into it.
Exactly. So where do you think, or what do you hope that WUTK will help you with for the future, career-wise? Where do you think it will take you to?
Ooh, that's a good question. So I've already, I've applied to a whole bunch of internships in the radio world. Like I said, my connections list has definitely greatly improved. And I'm not just talking to Tennessee people either. There are people in California and New York and Chicago that we're talking to. Some of these are very inter-time zone conversations that we're having. So definitely being able to grow that connections list. That I feel that's going to help me out a lot in the future. And also, it's I don't know, it's pretty cool to go back to your apartment and your roommates are like, so what'd you do today? I'm like, oh, I just had a business call with someone in California. It's not a big deal. But yeah, just I guess working through those connections because, you know, as a lot of people say, it's about who you know.
Yeah.
So.
If I could do what I do now every day for the rest of my life, I would be so happy. There's a good handful of stations that do. They're in pretty similar niche to us. One of my favorites is the 90.3 in Seattle. KEXP, that's like a dream job for me. Just it's almost the same type of stuff, and so anything like this, I would just love to be able to keep doing.
That's great. I'm glad you guys are enjoying it and getting as much experience as you can, and just fully diving into it, and
Yeah, it's an absolute blast. I would not rather be doing anything else.
For sure.
Would rather be not doing. Y'all know what I'm trying to say.
Okay, so for my last question, I know you guys said that you met a lot of people and great connections, but what's your favorite memory, all-time favorite?
All-time favorite.
Gotta choose one.
Well, can I give two?
I'll let you do two.
Oh, thank you. Okay, so first time was at Bohrer. Saw one of my favorite bands, Bleachers, and they actually played like my favorite song of all time, which is How Dare You Want More. And hearing that song live and hearing kind of like the way like, I don't know, that specific art form was like moving everybody in that crowd was like, it made me know that like, this is something I wanted to do. I wanted to promote art. I wanted to promote this feeling to everybody in the world because truly, like that's what music is. And second, which is more of a fun memory, Nashville artist, Middle Tennessee artist Nordista Freeze, who is absolutely killer, brought me up on stage at his show at Newground to do a live "You're Listening to WUTK" little soundbite. That was pretty cool. I was not ready to be on stage at all. Like I was shaking. I was like, do I need to tell him what to do? No, but no, it was absolutely incredible.
The pictures of you on stage, just the look in your face, I can't.
Yeah.
So much joy. Oh, Newground is definitely a big favorite for me. That was just a long day. Actually, I guess both of mine actually involve Flip Turn because Flip Turn closed out Newground, and that was such a good time. And it's been a bunch of us there the whole day, talking to these artists, and then just being in. Because at that point, we were taking down our tent. We were just in the pit. We were going crazy, enjoying the band. And it was
probably
so
my
fun.
favorite concert I've ever seen with my friends. Just an absolutely ethereal band, and it was like. It was like right as the sun was setting. It was gorgeous. It was such a good show.
I bet. That's amazing. Well, that's all the time we have today. Lincoln Carter, thanks for coming. Tune in next week for another episode. Thanks for watching.